Today in Manhattan, jury selection begins in a civil trial against former President Donald Trump. He is accused of defaming writer E.Jean Carroll, who says he raped her in the 1990s.
A few moments later.
We end today's show with the latest news that the Justice Department has launched a criminal investigation into the writer E.Jean Carroll. According to the New York Times and CNN, the inquiry is looking into whether Carroll committed perjury in a 2022 deposition. That's despite a 2024 ruling by a federal appeals court panel that dismissed claims E.Jean Carroll committed perjury.
Yep, we back, my detoxers. How y'all been? Good, glad to hear it. What we gonna get into now is the story behind E.Jean Carroll, and we ready to break down exactly what she been up to, what she said, and the massive stinking pile of lies she been caught telling. She trying to stay under the radar right now, hiding in the tall grass, but I got good news to tell you, and we gonna expand this story all the way through. We doing a street-level forensic audit that the politicians in D.C. and the talking heads in New York don't want you to touch. And I just want y'all to rest assured that E.Jean Carroll will never see that money. But before we drop the real data, I need to look you right in the eye. This ain't a long one, for I'm sure y'all have other things to do. But if y'all watch this video to the very end, I want for y'all to drop a comment right now saying, "I watched it to the end." Leave that exact comment, because that is what is going to make that hungry hippo YouTube algorithm sprinkle this information we giving you here at Political Detox to make you wiser. And look, I want to take a quick second to thank every single one of you. We just hit the 300 subscriber mark moments ago, and we growing at a fast and steady flow. We growing fast, and we ain't stopping. We shooting straight for 500 subscribers next. Spread the word, share the link, because the truth is the only thing the establishment can't tax. Now, don't just be smart, be wise, and here's the difference. See, being smart means you know a lot of facts. You got book smart, so you know how to repeat what the media and the lying media news tells you. But being wise means you got sharp perception. You know how to look behind the curtain, read between the lines, and see the truth for what it really is. If people out there just want to be smarter, that's cool. They can watch the news. But if they want to be wiser, they stick right here with Political Detox. So let's break this absolute mess down right now with high energy. Ha ha! Who is E.Jean Carroll? Let's clear up the facts first. She didn't own the shop, and she didn't work at the shop. She was actually an elite advice columnist in New York, a member of the high society liberal elite. But she claimed that way back in the 90s, she had a chance encounter with Donald Trump inside the ultra-luxury Bergdorf Goodman department store on Fifth Avenue. She claimed Trump came in, they had some playful back-and-forth conversation about lingerie, and then things took a dark turn. For the lack of a better term, and because y'all know the algorithm don't smile in my favor, she claimed he grabbed her and forced himself on her inside a locked dressing room. Y'all know the real word I can't say out loud, but I'll use the word grape instead. Whoa, stop the tape right there. Think about the sheer logistics of what she's claiming here. This is Fifth Avenue we talking about, Bergdorf Goodman, one of the busiest, most high-profile spots on the planet. How did President Trump, a man who was already a global superstar in the 90s, slip by the press along with his entire high-profile entourage completely unnoticed inside a busy multi-story Manhattan department store? Somebody had to see him. A man with that level of fame and security doesn't just walk into a public space in New York City completely invisible. It's a visual shield of lies, y'all. She wants you to believe he was a ghost. And here's the kicker, y'all. She have no witnesses to the actual event. No surveillance footage, no store receipts, no physical proof from that day whatsoever. No proof? Nothing. Absolutely Nathan. Y'all hear me? In a world of forensics and facts, she came to the table with a story and a dream. And get this, when it came down to the legal fine print, the jury didn't even find him liable for the legal definition of that word I can't say under New York law. She said that he did, but the jury hit him on sexual abuse and defamation instead, flat out rejecting the primary accusation. The woman is a fake, and she got trapped in a web she wove and might have to pay the piper. She testified under oath to this whole story, and she used it to secure a $5 million judgment in her first civil suit and then a massive $83 million in the second case against our beloved President Trump. Now, we all know Trump a billionaire, so that little bit of money ain't gonna really affect him financially. He's got that black gold and that blue gold money. But this whole operation was about her trying to intimidate him along with her lying.
The elation was so great on Friday. Filled me up. It was almost painful. It's taken really every day. Today, I'm just very happy because I'm calm enough to realize what she did.
It's been reported that you exchanged smiles with the jurors on the way out. Is that true?
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, it was very moving. It made me burst into tears because they met my eyes for the first time. It was very moving.
Are you confident the money is going to come through?
I'm pretty confident. One way or the other. I may not get it right away, but one way or the other, he owns a lot of real estate. It can be sold, and we'll collect the judgment.
How long can he delay this?
So the initial question is, over the next 2 weeks, is whether he can put up a bond for the $83 million.
Somebody would be taking a lot of risk to do that, right?
That's for sure. Last time, on only the $5 million, he didn't get a bond. He deposited with the court. So he either has a choice to get a bond or deposit $83+ million with the court. If he can't do that, then we can start collecting right away.
It was lawfare of its finest, allegedly. And y'all know why we gotta say allegedly, even though I hate using that word. But she lied. And if her lie's proven true by this brand new criminal investigation, then woo, she in massive trouble. The kicker is she'll never see a penny of that money. Tell your friends, listen to me closely. It's only a judgment, which means she didn't actually get any of that money, but only a receipt from that left-wing liberal demon rat judge that says she has to go and get it. The appeals court just agreed to defer the payment, and the whole mess is tied up while the Supreme Court reviews the case. In fact, E.Jean Carroll will probably end up owing her life savings, just like Stormy Daniels did, when her failed lawsuits backfired and left her on the hook for hundreds of thousands in Trump's legal fees. The hunter becomes the hunted, and I am loving every second of it. Oh, you know the mainstream media crowd is in absolute shambles right now. Their favorite resistance hero is watching the entire narrative go up in smoke. The media is desperately trying to engineer a total blackout, running a complete protection circle around this total embarrassment to hide the truth, but the receipts just slammed down on the table. They thought they buried him under $88 million, but hold on to your hats because the federal hammer just swung back. The Justice Department is conducting a criminal investigation into whether E.Jean Carroll committed perjury in connection with her civil lawsuits against President Trump. The investigation is being led out of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern Illinois District. Whoa, they scoured the books and found the audit trap. The establishment crowd wants you to believe this is just standard background noise. They are screaming, oh, she just forgot. But the theory of the case hinges on whether Carroll lied when she said in a 2022 deposition that she received no outside funding for her lawsuit. Who was that billionaire cutting checks or funding her high-priced attorneys? It just happens to be Reid Hoffman, the ultra-wealthy co-founder of LinkedIn and one of the biggest mega donors for the entire Democratic establishment.
And this is a lawsuit that you helped finance. You helped finance Jean Carroll's lawsuit. Tell us a little bit about why you did that and what do you make of this verdict now?
So, it is a standard practice. It happens a lot where there's outside funding of lawsuits. We didn't encourage the lawsuit to happen. We only got on board after she'd already filed it and was down the road. So you're not trying to create something that isn't substantive real, that a person isn't really doing. My team looked at it and thought that it was that her voice should be heard, that because she was challenging someone who's so much more wealthy and powerful, it shouldn't be squashed, and that providing that voice for people who are otherwise would be ground down by the system or the powerful is, I think, a good thing. Obviously, especially in the case of women, and obviously especially in the case of sexual and other torture and attack so providing that support was something that I felt very happy to do. The press kind of made a big deal out of a secret. It's like, look, actually, in fact, most philanthropy in the world and most philanthropy I do, I don't publish lists of it. I just do it. And I think the speaking truth to power and having a woman have her voice, having a chance to be heard and not squashed through the legal courts because she didn't have the money to fully pursue it, I thought was a good thing for society, not just for her. And obviously, the point is that courts should go through their process, and the fact that the court found President Trump guilty doesn't surprise me. And I think that one of the things we stand for as Americans is a rule of law and a good judiciary process. And I think, I think it's a good showing about who Trump really is as a person, and what kinds of things he's done. And I think that's a good working of the American legal system, which is one of the things I think we're proud about in the world.
He was funneling cash from the shadows the whole time through a Chicago-based nonprofit organization. Under oath, she said nobody else was cutting checks, but this left-wing tech billionaire was bankrolling the entire operation. When the appeals court tried to bail her out, they actually wrote that she plausibly represented that she had forgotten about the outside funding. Are you kidding me? You forget that a billionaire is cutting checks or funding your high-priced attorneys. The media and the line media news actually sat there with a face full of wood and repeated that line. But the federal prosecutors aren't buying the script. This is the nice era, national integrity and clean enforcement, and we auditing the lies. And y'all remember that silver-haired CNN anchor Anderson Cooper? Yeah, you heard me right. He's a Vanderbilt, no doubt, straight from that ultra-rich family tree. Back when this whole saga started, she went on his live broadcast on CNN and said some things so wild, so completely off the wall that Anderson Cooper looked like his soul left his body. He literally had to cut the feed and scramble to an emergency commercial break just to stop the bleeding.
I want to begin just by asking you about the latest thing that the president has said just short time ago. He gave an interview to The Hill. He said, "I'll say it with great respect. Number one, she's not my type. Number two, it never happened. It never happened, okay?"
I love that. I am so glad I am not his type. I am so glad. This was 20 years ago. And I probably was, at that moment, in that 5 minutes, the most attractive woman in Bergdorf's in that one bit of time.
A few moments later.
You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
But I think most people think of rape it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
The media is in absolute frenzy trying to downplay this total mess. They want you focused on anything else, because if this case sticks, it exposes that the entire multi-million-dollar setup against our beloved President Trump was manufactured by elite political insiders. It was a constitutional mugging of the legal system. Regular folks working real jobs in dirty blue jeans get thrown in a cell for lying on official paperwork, but the elite thought they could play by completely different rules. The trap just snapped shut, the proof printed, the numbers locked in, and the media got some real explaining to do. They have to face the music. This is why I told you to stick around, because the kicker is that the DOJ investigation into her perjury isn't just a he said, she said. It's about the fiscal trail. They are following the money from LinkedIn's founder right into the pockets of the legal team, and then they're looking at why she denied under oath. If you lie to get $83 million, that's not a mistake, that's a heist, and Trump is holding the evidence boxes. The 14-seat firewall in the House is nothing compared to the firewall Trump is building around his own reputation. Political Detox is on it, and we're gonna give you more than just a scoop. Get informed and click that notification bell as we give the late-breaking news as it goes down. And again, subscribe and click on the link above so YouTube will hopefully notify you the moment we drop what the mainstream media is terrified to tell you. And that's the main reason why we're here. We are performing a forensic scour of the poverty palace and the liars inside it. The math don't lie. The geometry of power has shifted, and the demon rats are running out of oxygen. The Dems are panicking, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight to see.